All right, so we got an eBay unboxing. I bid on this item. I sniped it. What's sniping? Sniping is when you go in at the last possible seconds, like 5 seconds to the auction's end, and then you swoop in there and put the most amount of money you're willing to pay. Because what that does is help you win more auctions. So what do we have here? We have the holy grail of antique purse collecting. And this is beautiful. It's an enameled purse. So this was made by a company, a U.S. company by the name of Mandalian. And so what is so great about a Mandalian? It's not a Louis Vuitton. Well, this was every fashionable lady's purse that they would have during the circa 1915, 1920s time range. Although these came in vogue around 1890, 1900, they really took off around the teens and 20s. Look at the beautiful danglies. Now, this is an armor mesh purse. They were actually invented to look like armor. And the cool thing about these ones, these enameled ones, are they're highly sought after if they still have the enamel on them, which this one does. And Mandalian was a competitor to Whiting and Davis. I think Mandalians, in my opinion, are way better than Whiting and Davis's. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Antiques Roadshow. Yeah, actually someone appraised one of these from the Antiques Roadshow. By the way, their pricing is way off because I see these selling for way more than the Antiques Roadshow person appraised the purse for, which I'll show you in proof.
My dear Aunt Esther gave it to me. My maternal grandmother was her mother, and she gave it to her in the 20s. And I know my Aunt Esther loved to dance,
right?
Charleston, Black Bottom, and I could just picture her with this over her arm dancing,
Well, it's a Mandalian handbag made in the teens, and there were two major companies in America who made them. Whiting and Davis was the other one. Mandalian, I don't think was in business as long. Beautiful quality, lovely colors, the pale pink and the white and the gold. And the nicest thing about this one is there's no loss of color on the metal mesh, and it's in perfect condition. So the retail price on this in a good vintage store would be between $150 and $200.
Oh, how wonderful.
So how do you know if you have a Mandalian? So you open up the purse right here with the kiss lock, and then you're going to look inside. And so you're going to look inside the frame for the telltale Mandalian mark. There we go, Mandalian Manufacturing Company. Fantastic. Now, generally, when you are collecting these purses, they are not in good condition. But I do notice that Mandalian enamel purses last way longer than the Whiting and Davis decals or airbrushing that are on them that give this beautiful, beautiful, almost Turkish rug look, as you can see here. All right, so let's go ahead and find out more info about Mandalian. Here are some Mandalians that you will see sold all over the internet on many different selling venues. Now, the retail price that the Antiques Roadshow appraiser gave, it's subjective. Some are probably worth more than what she stated because of the beauty and the design. You can see here, this one is $495 US, 423.58 euros. Let's go over to another one here. This one is marked down 25% off from 474 to 355.50. Now, certain ones that have really exquisite patterns and are in exquisite condition are going to go for higher. Let's check out some more. And here's another one going for $325. Does it sell for that price? I've seen it actually sell for that price. So you might say, well, that's what they're selling, listed for. It's not what it's sold for. No, I've seen them sell for this. And here we go. Here's another beautiful teal one. The seller's showing you all different views of the purse. $425. And yes, they do sell for this high. So let's find out more about Mandalian. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Probably not. The inventor. Now, this is a doozy. Sahatiel Mandalian. His Mandalian brand mesh bags, history, and patents. The owner of Mandalian Manufacture Company was a Turkish man. Now, this has been actually disputed. A lot of people said he was Armenian. I don't know, because this is what I'm reading off of some internet page. But his name was can you help me out here? Sahatiel Garabed Mandalian. And he was actually an American citizen. Mandalian was a prolific inventor with many patented designs registered to him. He immigrated from Turkey to the United States of America in 1898. In 1906, Mandalian entered into a partnership with Eugene A. Hawkins. At this time, the firm was known as Mandalian and Hawkins. On November 17, 1912, the partners applied to register patent number blah, blah, blah. This application referred to the design of a machine for making coat of mail fabric. The inventor was George Goss. All three men are listed as residing in North Attleboro in the county of Bristol, Massachusetts. So the county of Bristol and state of Massachusetts has invented certain new and useful improvements in machines for making coat of mail fabric, of which the following is a specification. My invention relates to the machine for automatically making a coat of mail or fish scale fabric of common use in arts, which has heretofore generally been constructed by hand. Now, each one of these links were made by hand. So as you can see here, by this patent, this U.S. patent, they actually, in 1915, came up with a patent to mass produce this much quicker instead of having to put each tiny little chink in the chain in by hand. Now, it says the Automation of the mesh making process ensured that products could be manufactured with much greater speed and also at a reduced cost. Mandalian's Turkish origins can be seen expressed in many of the designs. Now, it could be Armenian. You know, a lot of people are disputing this, which grace the elegant bags and purses, which his firm crafted. On May 24th, 1915, they filed a patent to register a new design of bag top and frame. So this is interesting, this patent. Now, Mandalian was actually prolific, a very prolific inventor, much like Thomas Edison. He came up with loads and loads of patents for improving of these purses. Here's one in 1921 for, I believe, a purse frame top. And you can see the beauty of this. Look how he describes everything, and he gives you a diagram. But he, in 1915, he incorporated his business, which was now known as Mandalian Manufacturing. This firm was one of the major manufacturers of mesh purses. Excuse me, I have anxiety. And Sahatil Mandalian registered a patent for a tap dancing shoe in 1940. He even invented, like, improved tap dancing shoes. Now, here is more patents. And we got an ornate Mandalian antique bag, as you can see here. Very beautiful frame. And here we go. We got more patents, 1921. And he just kept going and going with these patents. And he just was absolutely prolific. And look, we got more patents. This one dated 1923. Now, how old is my purse? Your guess is as good as mine. Anywhere between 1915 and 1930. And yet we have another patent dated 1921 for a lampshade. He even made these mesh armor, beautiful, beautiful chain link lampshades. And wow, okay, very interesting. And again, here's another Mandalian design, dated 1923. He made this design where when you place these mesh purses down, they lose shape. And he made it so that it did not lose shape because he put this little metal bar going across, as you can see in his figures here, this little tubular thing that went around the bag so that when you placed it down, it would display nice, even if you laid it down. And apparently that was in 1923. Very interesting. Now, look at this. It says new process handbag, patented numbers in this patents. You can even look this up to this day. Dampness or salt water will not affect the gloss or smoothness of this bag. Please tell your friends about the good wearing qualities of this bag. Beware of imitations. Yeah, like Whiting and Davis. None genuine unless Mandalian appears on the frame. Originators of these enamel bags. See, he's claiming that he was one of the first people to make these bags. And here we go with another patent for a coat of arm. It says male mesh fabric, 1924. Look at that. And he was just like really doing amazing things. Now, apparently, I guess he was still in business because this is a 1931 advertisement for his Lustro Pearl Mandalian bags. And so it's very hard to, to pinpoint a date when these particular bags were made. Again, 1915 to the 1930s. Now, am I seeing things, or does that say $35? And I think this one says $27.50. Do you know how much that was in 1931? Okay, crazy thing. In 1931, $35 is worth $743.86 in today's money. Could these bags have been that expensive? And here we go again with more ads for his beautiful purses. Look at that, $24. How much was that in 1931? What? $510 in today's money. Can you believe this? 27 doll hairs in 1931 was $573.84 in today's money. Okay, so I see a cheapie over here, $15. Well, it was $318.80 back then. Well, in today's money. And you don't see many old ads from Mandalian. For some reason, I tried to look up ads to show us, and I can't really find anything except for what we're seeing here. And it says, fascinating new creation, the Lustro Pearl bag. This bag is finished with essence of pearl, a very costly solution. Herefore, confined to high-grade pearl necklaces, can now be had on Mandalian mesh bags. Notice its lustrous and silky finish, originated and made only by Mandalian Manufacturer Company. Lustro Pearl bags are positively guaranteed to wear well, and pearl enamel colors will not chip off. Please tell your friends about the wonderful wearing qualities of these Lustro Pearl bags. The acme of perfection. Okay, this dude, again, was inventing more stuff because in 1932, he applied a patent for the sound transmitting and light reflecting screen, and it was successful. This guy was a genius. Now, sadly, in 1944, when he died, the Mandalian Manufacturing Company was sold to Whiting and Davis. Sahatil Mandalian died in 1949, aged 79 years. And here is the man, and it's very blurry because that's the only picture I can find of him on the whole entire internet. Now, here's some more information. Mandalian Manufacturing Company was an American producer of distinctive enamel-painted metal mesh evening purses between 1915 and 1930. Sorry about that. My Ring doorbell keeps ruining videos. Okay, mesh evening purses between 1915 and 1930. Founded by Armenian immigrant Sahatil Mandalian, who held patents for the technology used in their creation. These Art Deco-style purses are highly collectible today for their vibrant floral and geometric designs and are found in prominent collections like the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Okay, it says here the company operated from 1915 to 1930. The metal mesh design later became the property of another prominent company, Whiting and Davis, our enemy. I don't like their bags at all, to be quite honest. I'm a Mandalian girl. Now go ahead. Let's see if we can all afford these bags because it's not happening. 495 doll hairs. I did pretty good at 28 doll hairs. Yeah, that was like a major score for me in victory on eBay. And they weren't kidding. This is the Met, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And they have a Mandalian on display. Wow, look at this. Really beautiful, like a Turkish rug. And it says evening purse, American, 1915 to 1930. And so I'm going to bid you all adieu. And I love this purse. This was a really fun bidding war that I got into. And yeah, and I actually thought that the seller was definitely not going to ship it to me. It's happened to me before. I've won things that are valuable and the seller, for very cheap, and the seller ended up suddenly saying, oh, by accident, I can't find the item. It went missing. Yeah, it happened to me this past year. I think it was 8 times. And so the seller actually is going to get 5-star feedback for actually shipping the bag to me. They knew it was a Mandalian. And I guess they started it out at $9.99 and not too many other people found it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the history of Mandalian purses. See you all on the next one. So hit the subscribe and like.